You made it. You're here. You took a quick break so that you can honestly continue on your odyssey. Let's take a breath to get us back in the motion of life. Run, walk, crawl, or even dance and read with me on this odyssey. We all have one that we're all in. It's what you do with it that matters. Respectfully, welcome to Odessey, the podcast. Odessey, the podcast is brought to you by Anchor. It's literally your one-stop shop for your podcast. You can get as creative as you want to and do whatever you would like, and it's free. It also has the creation tools within the website and the app where you can edit and splice and do whatever it is to make your episode how you want it to be. The best thing about Anchor is that it will distribute your podcast for you. So that means it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more other streaming platforms. The other best thing about Anchor is that you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Like I said, it's literally a one-stop shop. Get started, get yourself out there, make a podcast, download the free Anchor app, or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hello, my good people. You're here and you made it. We actually should give ourselves a nice round of applause, a hug, or a pat on the back, whatever you do to congratulate yourself because you motherfucking made it to 2021, okay? And whether something personally happened to you or people that were around you, I'm 1000% sure there is something that you are still grateful for coming out of 2020. So you made it and you're here and you're in this present moment. And I first want to say thank you for taking the time to make your way over to Odessey, the podcast, so that you can take a breather to reflect on yourself and analyze yourself and just feel through your body and feel through your mind as it comes down to you as a creative and taking a step back. Because there's a lot of stuff that's already happening in this world as we make it into 2021. White people being white people. And I don't care to say that here because what we saw on the news was white people being white people. So this particular affirmation that I have for you guys in this moment, definitely when you're just not able to grasp what is currently happening to you, around you, or your environment, or just the world. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for listening to the first episode of Odessey, the podcast. There's so much more to come, along with so much more content with it. And understand that this is from me to you because I want to be able to help. I want to be able to help. That is my sole purpose. When I tell you my sole purpose is to help people make their dreams come true, this is just a small part of it. Of helping people make their dreams come true. I may not be able to walk you and hold your hand, but I hope that the words that I give you will be something that you can resonate with and walk away from and apply it to your life as a creative and as you move forward in your day. So let's get it going. Today's affirmation, and something that I just want everybody to always think about when they wake up first thing in the morning. Today and every day, I choose how I will think and how I will behave. I'm going to say it again, and you can repeat it after me. You can write it down, whatever helps you. But today and every day, I choose how I think and how I will behave. Today and every day, I choose how I will think and how I will behave. Now, this particular affirmation really allows you to it really not really allows you, but it really shows you how much control you have in your life. You have the control on how you choose to think and how you will behave. Now, this can be applied in so many ways as you walk on this earth, as you exchange with other people and exchange energies with other people, whether it be a stranger or a family member. But of course, Odyssey the podcast is from a creative to a creative, right? So today and every day, I choose how I will think and how I will behave. As a creative, we do come across a lot of people who are sometimes very ego stricken, you know? Um, so some of them may act differently than what you are used to. And you have to kind of take a step back and be like, why are they acting like that? Or why did they say that? Or why are they treating me this way? But the way you can control those particular situations is you choose how you will think and you choose how you will behave when you come across those particular type of people. So when it comes down to projects and gigs and creating things, um, when we choose how we think, sometimes, and I know a lot of us as artists get in our heads. We get in our heads. And I don't care who you are as a person. I don't care if you're a Libra, Gemini, Cancer. I don't care if you are 18, 27, 35. I don't care if you a mama, a daddy, a auntie. Okay? We all find a way and we all find time to get in our heads. And sometimes when we get in our heads, we stop ourselves from we stop ourselves from being our best selves. So when I say today and every day, I choose how I will think, that means that when I sit down and I approach a project and I know that I'm about to be having conversations with other beings, other people, and other people who may not be on the same wavelength as me, I choose how I think in that situation. I'm not allowing anybody in their particular situations come on to me. So I know sometimes we like to react to situations where people can bring us out of our character. But I want to say, when you feel like you're being brought out of your character, remember that you can choose how you will think and how you will behave. Okay? You can choose how you think and how you will behave. So if there's someone, something that brings you out of character or makes you get in your head, remember that you can choose how you think and how you'll behave. So try to grasp onto that thought process and shift your mindset into something more positive. You can sit down before you do all of those things and you can choose how you would think as you approach it. Okay? You can say, and these are intentions as well. You can say, when I sit down, I am going to give my best self in this project that I am doing. I'm going to allow myself to be as free and as creative as my body will allow me to be, as my mental will allow me to be, and I will just let it flow. I choose how I think and how I will behave. Now, that's on the production side of whatever you guys do in the creative realm. Now, taking it into the aspect of today and every day, I choose how I will think and how I'll behave on the aspect of when you're dealing with other people. Take a deep breath when you come across people and you find yourself kind of getting in, kind of feeling irritable or like a heated discussion is going to happen. It is all about your reaction that will either create a good outcome or a bad outcome. So you guys have control of arguments. Like you have control of when you are getting into it with somebody or not agreeing to certain things or not understanding somebody else. You control how you think and how you behave in that situation, and always try to bring yourself back and ground it into being in a positive light. Okay, don't go straight off into petty mode. Okay, I know sometimes it's hard, but do not go off into petty mode when you're in situations of dealing with people where it's hard for you to understand why they do the things that they do. Okay, so you choose the outcome. And please continue to remember that as you walk in this space of creativity and just dealing with a lot of different beings. You choose. Now, for me, this is every day for me. Today and every day, I choose how I will think and how I'll behave. Every day before I sit at my desk, because I do still work a 9 to 5, I still deal with corporate America in a sense. It isn't media, but I still deal in corporate America. And there are some times that I deal with people and I'm just like, what in the world? And there have been points where I would allow, their responses to me or actions to me. I would allow it to rev me up and get me feeling real like rah rah and upset. But then I realized that I don't have to be upset. I don't even have to. I don't even have to think about this. I could literally allow this to roll off the back of my shoulders because it does not serve me. And that is where I step into the space of today and every day I choose how I will think and how I will behave. And especially how I will behave. Because sometimes when we think about how we behave, you always want to think about good behavior. When I see the word behave, I just think of being a child or being a kid and making sure that I'm good. And this is not to say to be good, have good behavior with other people. This is to have good behavior within yourself and having good behavior for your mental and your emotional, in your spiritual, and even your physical state. So, how I will behave, I always want my behavior to be good. I don't know about y'all because I do know what negativity can bring to my body. I get tense in my neck. I feel the tension in my shoulders. Like that is where I've learned I hold my stress. So I control how I will behave. I know that there are times that I do have to take deep breaths before I walk into situations, and I have to take deep breaths when I walk out of situations. But I definitely try not to allow it to continue to fester within me where it creates a lot of negative self-talk, where it creates a lot of doubts. And I'm not perfect, y'all. I'm still working on it. Because I know it is a level of retraining yourself to be a better person in how you react in certain situations, especially when you are dealing with other human beings in corporate America or at a gig or with yourself. So I understand it completely. I am not perfect. So I'm not sitting here saying, you got to do this every day. It must be done. I know that there are going to be some hiccups, but always still try to bring yourself back and ground into the thought of today and every day, I choose how I will think and how I will behave. Today and every day, I choose how I will think and how I will behave. And know that when you take this particular affirmation along with you, that this is for the betterment of your mental and emotional state. Don't let nobody else control how you think and how you behave. Don't let the words of your boss or a colleague or even your own head get in the way of how you think and how you behave. Because there is a dark and a light side to everything. Okay, good behavior is light, bad behavior is dark, So don't let nobody allow you to see red in situations or see darkness in situations. You have control. You choose. And today and every day, you choose how you would think and how you would behave. So I challenge everybody to take this affirmation in, allow it to settle, and even wake up with it in the morning. Like, let it be the first words after thank you, God, for this life and allowing me to breathe and wake up. After you say that, continue on to today and every day. I choose how I will think and how I will behave. And I kid you not, that will set the tone for your day. That will immediately set the tone for your day. And even what's happening in the world and white people being white people, today Yesterday and every day, I have to choose how I will think and how I will behave. I will never think in the way of them, and I will never behave in the way of them. And you should never do that either. Even with what we're seeing on media and on TV, you can't let that control how you think and how you behave, y'all. Like that fight we saw was not our fight, but it affects us a lot. I will say that. It affects us a lot because we got to see privilege at its finest, and we got to see a difference in protesters. And I say this in air quotes and in rioters, because we all experienced something this summer that we never thought we would experience in this lifetime. And then we saw something that we thought we would never see in this lifetime either. People taking over the Capitol, claiming a revolutionary. Um, but I can't allow that to affect how I think as I move forward and how I will behave as I move forward. Now, what I will do is, it did open my eyes to some things. So, yes, I choose to think in a different light, but it will be nothing on the negative end and nothing that will strike me and affect me and create stress or anxiousness. And yes, it will change how I will behave, but not in a sense of acting out, being negative, and again affecting my well-being within my body. But it does open my eyes to the way of the world as exactly what 2020 did anyways. Um, is this a tipping point? Of course not. Will we see more? More than likely when it comes down to what's happening in our world and in media. But I guarantee you, today and every day, I choose how I will think and how I will behave, and not anybody. Not anybody. Nobody will control how I think and how I'll behave. And I set the tone for when I wake up in the morning. I have control of my day. You have control of your day. When you go to that project, when you go to that gig, when you sit down, when you put yourself in your zone, when you put yourself in your space, you choose how you think and how you behave. And please, I challenge you all to always make sure that it is a good thought that you bring to yourself and it is good behavior that you bring to yourself. And you don't allow anybody to make you see red or make you react or make you become petty, because when you are in those particular spaces, that is a very low vibration, and it affects you. It really does affect you. And if you don't if you're not aware of it now, it will catch up to you as you get older, and as you grow as a person. So just continue to set the tone and understand that you have control of your day. Like literally. Even if your car breaks down, y'all, you have control of how you think and how you behave. Some things you just do not have control over. Something happens to your car, something happens to you, something happens to a project. Take a step back, filter your feelings, filter your emotions. But you choose how you think and how you behave, and allow it to be a choice of positivity and light and love and peace. And we're not always in that space, but challenge yourself to continue to try to be there so that you don't bring high blood pressure to yourself and stress yourself out and doubt yourself and overthink and get in your head. And then it just becomes a domino effect of anxiety and depression and just a lot of these things that I felt before. And I never want to feel like that again. And I hope nobody else has ever felt like that or wants to feel like that again. So please use this affirmation that I'm giving you today on Odessey the podcast. Use it however you please. When you wake up first thing in the morning, today and every day, I choose how I will think and how I'll behave. I love y'all so much for being with me, taking your time. 20 minutes, y'all. Come on. Maybe. Max. But thank you all for being here, taking the time out. Give yourself a hug, a pat on the back, a round of applause. Shake a little something. dance throughout the day. You gave yourself some time to relax and just to think how today and every day I choose how I will think and how I will behave. You were able to take this affirmation and apply it to your life. Sit with it, write on it, journal, do whatever you need to do to really analyze and set this into your mindset. I am Des. This is Odessey, the podcast. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please continue to support and follow. This podcast is brought to you by Anchor.fm. You can listen to us everywhere from Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play. We're here, baby. I'm here, baby. I'm walking and doing it scared. But that's cool because today and every day I choose how I will think and I will behave. Although I'm scared, I'm cool. I'm cool. You should be cool too. I love y'all. Odessey the podcast. Follow me on Instagram at DesiTee, DESIITEE. That's 3 E's. Screenshot this, share it with your friends. Let them set that affirmation to them. Remind them and tell your friends that today and every day I choose how I would think and how I would behave in this creative set, in this world, on this earth, with these people, with these white people being white people. My God, you choose how you think and how you would behave. Don't let it be bad. Always let it be good. It's for the sake of you, your mental health, and the generation after us. I love y'all. I am Desi T. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you guys so much for being here.